What's up, everyone? Welcome to another Thursday night live stream. Hope you're all doing well. Someone can give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me all right. Of course, as usual, everything seemed to be working before I started, and you just never know what's going to be happening when we get started and going live. As I can see already, the chat on StreamYard has decided not to work again tonight, so that's awesome. So I think I saw a thumbs up from Lynn, so that's good. Thanks for everyone being here. Again, it's really annoying that the StreamYard chat just does not keep up with the YouTube chat. Let's see who was here early. Lynn was in here early. Brian's here as well. I saw Rick come in. Good to see Rick. Scratch and Pete's here. Coach Juliet Edens is in the house. It's good to see you all tonight. Make sure say hello to everyone. Henry Leslie Vermont is here. Thank you for coming in. Jesse's here as well. Good to see you, Jesse. Let's see if StreamYard is going to keep up tonight. Katie is in the house. Good to see you, Katie. Thanks for joining me tonight. Like I posted at the beginning, or in the beginning of the chat, I hope you're all sort of enjoying this sort of series of building this puzzle. I guess you would call it a puzzle or a game or whatever. It's definitely interesting. And I've actually sort of been coming up with the next steps here, getting things ready so we don't fumble around too much. It's weird how many of these pieces just turn into tools. It's kind of weird. You have to figure out what's a tool and what's an actual piece of the puzzle. So hope everyone's having a good week so far. It is Thursday. If you're on Ontario, Canada, I don't know about the rest of the country, but Ontario has a holiday on Monday for what they call Family Day. All I see it as a day off during the winter that nobody really wanted, but it is what it is. So I just took tomorrow off too, which makes it a 4-day weekend. So that's always nice. So see Michael's coming in. It's good to see you, Michael. Oh, thanks for that gifted membership, Katie. Really appreciate it. Kristen Welton picked that up, so that's awesome. Yes, very appreciated. Always appreciate the support of everyone that comes to these live streams. Like I said, I know they're not super exciting. That's why I wanted to do something a little bit different, like build this puzzle, just to keep things a little more interesting than just hanging out and talking to the camera for an hour kind of thing. So got Joe here as well. It's good to see you. Just make sure everyone coming in I say hi to. I just don't want to miss anyone. So I guess we might as well sort of just jump into what we're doing this week here. We've got sort of everything that we've built so far. We've got our 2 sets of gears set up here and a couple of paddles that are set up as well. The next sort of thing that we're working on doesn't actually include this. As you can see, we've got the instruction booklet here. We're on, you can see that page 14 now, so that's exciting, I guess. Want to make sure we're not missing anyone coming in, because like I see, I can't, StreamYard just refuses to keep up with YouTube. So, okay, so what I was saying as far as figuring out what is an actual tool and what's an actual part. So this section over here, we've got our little sort of wrench slash ruler slash press tool / whatever. You say we need for this next section, we need a couple of 20 millimeter um, pins. So you can see that that is an easy way to measure those. Let's get caught up here, make sure we're not missing anyone. I don't want to sort of not say hi to anyone coming in. Everyone's just saying hi to each other. It's good to see you all tonight on a Thursday night. Nightball looks like it's in the house tonight, so that's good. They're giggling every time I see Jason's project. I have no patience for such things. Yeah, it's one of those things where I really do enjoy. One of the things I really enjoy in life is, testing myself with things like this puzzle kind of thing. So yeah, that's why I like doing them. The resident Jason is here. It's good to see you. Hopefully this light is going to cooperate tonight. I've got a uh, new light here that sort of hangs off the top of my GoPro kind of thing that is supposed to give me a bit better light, a bit better uh, color to the light as well. I can go bright or warm or whatever. So anyway, so let's get into building this piece. So we've got a couple of pieces here. We've got an A10 piece and an F10 piece, and then two of these F11 legs here. And the way it shows this is supposed to just, these two legs go up underneath like this. So I think this is just basically it's sort of like a measuring press. It allows you to press pieces together at a certain, depth kind of thing. So, because as you can see, there's a lip here. So there's two pieces. So one's got a bigger hole than the bottom one. So that gives you a gauge at how far you press things down. Thanks for the gifted membership, Brian. Really appreciate that. Looks like Kristen, two Kristens got gifted memberships today. That's pretty cool. So we've got that piece. We've got our press tool here. So what it basically shows is that we need a P16 collar, which is just this little tiny nylon collar here that will fit down inside this bigger hole here. That's what I'm assuming anyways. Of course, it's making a liar of me now. So let's just try and sometimes the tolerances on these things is just too tight. It gets in the way kind of thing. So we're going to get our tool out here and just pull that out and try and get it back in there properly. So that little nylon washer, I don't know if you can see it there, just slipped down inside the hole. The idea now is that we're going to take this little pin, this 20 millimeter pin, and it's going to fit down in the other hole. So basically we're looking to push it down, and basically we push it down until it bottoms out against the table or against the book like we have it. So basically what that's doing is it's doing two things. It's helping us press that collar on, which is not super tight, but it's tight enough. But then it also lets us gauge this depth from the collar to the end of the pin. So that's the first part of that. So we've successfully done that piece, and now we need D46, which is this piece here. As you can see from the diagram that it faces down here. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring our base back in, and this is going to fit back in like that. And then we're going to put this piece over it here. And then we're going to get another one of these uh, nylon spacers here. And then that's going to basically press on the top like this. So we'll just use our press tool here. Get it started enough here that we can get the hole in our press tool lined up, and then we'll just press that on like that. So now we've got this pin pressed onto this lever or whatever it is. To me, it looks like it's probably going to wind up being a flag, like the finishing flag. If you let me know if that's what you think it looks like as well. Sandra Fulton, thanks for coming in. So ROKR is the company that makes this game that we're putting together. So it's just a puzzle game. So basically, this is the box. So as you can see, ROKR is the company that sells it, and it's called a Gearball Scramble. So that's what it's supposed to look like when it's all finished. So yeah, that's just the brand name of what we're building. So we've got the last few weeks we've put this together, and we're on to week number 4 here, trying to get some more of this unit put together, basically. So we'll move on to step 2 on this page. We'll mark off these as done. And so we've got it set up the way they want us to have it set up. And then now we need put this over here. We need 2 D47 collars. So we're going to find our D frame here. So here's the D. As you can see, there's 3 of the D47s down here. So we're going to get 2 of those out. If we can get those out, because they're awfully small. Get those out of there. Yeah, hopefully everyone had a good week so far. You know, like I say, it is only Thursday, but we're actually supposed to get some fairly warm weather around here for the next few days. So that's pretty exciting. So the 2 D47s just slide on to this side here. They are press fit, like they fit right on there nice and tight. So they're going to be a pivot point, basically. So we've got those 2 on there. And then we need a P15, which is another nylon spacer kind of thing. It's thinner than the ones we just put on here. And that goes on to this side of the pin here. So basically that's this step right here is done. And then we need a spring. Where's the spring? Spring. Okay, so we've got our bag of parts here, and we just have this one spring left in here. Angela's here. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, that's what happened out in BC is kind of terrible. That's for sure. So we've got our spring here, and it looks like we need to hook this, the front of it in, and it looks like we need to sort of hold that in and pull it over the end here, maybe, without, wonder if we go in this way. Okay, yeah, we'll go that way. kind of stretch that spring a little bit, but it'd probably be all right. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. So that is that assembly done there. So what we'll do is we'll set that aside because we're moving on to this section down here now. Just turn off I can hear myself in my headphones. I just need to mute my YouTube page here. Okay, so the next piece we're going to do here is another one of these pins here. And then we just need another one of the P16 nylon washers here. Just trying to get these out without spilling it everywhere. As you can see, it's just in a little bag. If I was to do more of these, I'd probably get things that are better at holding on to little parts like this. So for this pin, we start by using our press block here, and we put the pin in this side this time, so it holds it up to a different space. So what we'll do is we'll start by getting this P16 washer started on the pin. Kind of thing like that. Get it started a little bit so that we can use our press tool here. And what we want to do is press this spacer down to the block, and that gives us our correct depth on the pin there. So we need to do that twice. So we got to get another pin out of here. Thanks, Angela. Yeah, I'm sure John's live streaming as always. That guy is always live streaming, it seems. But, you know, if you're out there hustling away doing DoorDash, you might as well be live streaming too if you can. You know, like you've got the time and the audience to do it. So yeah, he's always got quite an audience over there too. So do another one of these, get that started there. Put our press tool in, press that down. So we've got our two pins. Now we need a B5 and a B6. That's the A. So here's our B frame. So if you didn't see it before, the B frame is a fair bit thicker. So these pieces have they're like twice as thick as some of the other ones. We've got the B5 and the B6 here. So let me just turn this. Yeah, just weighten that up a little bit so that it's not as. The GoPro doesn't really know what to do with that that light. So okay, so we've got our B5 and our B6. We have our B5 here, our B6 there, and our B5 here. Pressing with tool, just trying to pay attention to any of these arrows and stuff like that that are on here. Just don't want to go pressing things together and then find out we've done it wrong kind of thing. So you'll notice that this one's a little bit different shaped kind of thing. I think the idea is you want to make sure that the B6 is on the left and the B5 is on the right. And then we're going to take our pins here. And then these just go through like that kind of thing. So let's do the main pivot first. Like that. And then what we can do is pop that in there again, get a couple more of these P16 washers out. apologize for last week, sort of making the mistake. I for some reason, I thought this week was the week that Anita was going to be here, but that's next week. So I do apologize for for saying that was going to be this week. It's actually next week. Thanks to Pete for sort of correcting my error there just before the end of the live stream last week. But yes, Anita will be here next Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern for a conversation. We're going to talk about sort of the benefits of eating things like sardines and small fish like that. So, okay, so as far as I know, we're going to do a giveaway too. So stay tuned for that. So that's this piece right here. Now we need 2 P15s, which is the smaller nylon washer here. And then they go on to if I'm looking at it, the right side here. And they just press on like that. These are just going to wind up being spacers, I'm sure. Okay, so that is that section done. So we've done 4 and 5. I always like to mark off these things so that especially because we're only working on this on the live stream. So if I go back to it next week, I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything kind of thing. So, okay. So this next piece looks pretty complicated. Interesting. Okay. So let's start by getting this D38 piece out here. So we need this D38 piece here. Brian just finished a 72-hour sardine fast. That's cool. I bet your ketones are through the roof today for sure. So there's our D38, and we need a B7. So we go back to our B frame here, and there's the B7s right at the top here. And I also finished testing out that continuous ketone monitor. So I'll do a sort of update on that coming shortly. So we're going to put this piece right in here. Like so. That's just slides right in there. What do we got next here? We need a D41. So I'll go back over here to the D frame here. There's D41. So you can see there's 2 different, this notch is off center. So we just need to watch for that. And that's basically going to go into this slot here, like so. And then we need, let's get a couple more pieces ready to go here first. So we need D40, which is this piece here, and D42, which is the piece right beside it. Oh, Dr. John Smith's in the house. Member for 10 months. That's awesome, John. Thank you. Love getting one of those continuous ketone monitors. Not a big fan of sticking my fingers. Yeah, I hear you. Let me find out, Brian, if I don't know. It's because they've sent me 2 of those ketone monitors, and I'll be honest with you right up front. It's like, to give you a sort of short review of them today before we do a video about it. My personal opinion about monitoring ketones isn't something that really needs to be done, once you're fully fat adapted. But that's just my personal feeling on it, kind of thing. So if there was a way I could get the other one to you and they wouldn't mind, Brian, let me find out if they have an issue with me sort of passing the second one off to someone else to give it a try, kind of thing. Because like I say, I don't know that I'm going to find anything different out by testing the second one, kind of thing. So I see that Kevin came in. It's good to see you, Kevin. Thanks for coming by. Just make sure everyone is doing good here. I think we're about to get into some pretty complicated stuff here, which might be interesting. So, but we like a challenge, right? That's what we always got to say. So it looks like we've got this piece here. This top pivot goes into this hole here, like so, I think. And this spring goes behind like that. And that'll fit right down in there. And then we've got this piece here goes into these holes here. And then we can take this piece, this D40 piece, flip it over, and it looks like we've got matching pivot holes here. We just have to get it down on that spacer bracket. So we've got that piece together. And then this piece here seems to go right over top of this here. So yeah, it looks like this, I don't know if you can see it here, but this flag here, so when this piece releases, the flag can come up. So I was right, this does look like it's a finish line flag kind of thing. So, and then there's the spring sticking out the back that will raise the flag when it's tripped. So another successful piece put together. So we'll mark that off. Let's see what time we got. 8:03. Got a bit of time to move on to the next page, and we'll catch up with the chat here. Make sure we're not missing anyone. Hall is here. It's good to see you. Cool. Yeah, it's good to see everyone. If you want to, if you have a channel and you want to share the link to your channel, you can do so just by typing #Thrive in the chat. Nightbot should share your link for you. Okay, so the next piece we need is E1. I'm not sure we've even taken anything off of E yet. Yeah, I don't think we've pulled anything off of E. So here's E1 right in the top left-hand corner. I'm going to try and make it to Anita's Zoom call tomorrow night. Of course, I say that every week, but I never wind up making it there. So we'll try. I left myself a reminder. We'll see if we can get there for once. So this piece just slides up into here. Let's sand it off a little bit here first. Get the little pieces that are left over. Like so. And then this just goes up into here just to hold everything together, I think. Like that. So it looks like we need to bring our main frame back in here, our controller looking piece. Let me just move the instructions off to the side here. So we need D37, D44, and D45. So D37's over here. Uh, 44 and 45. So they're just little, should just be little standoff pieces if I can find them here. So there's another, or 44 and 45. Just right down in together here. So that's one thing I'm really liking about this kit is that it, all of the pieces that you should need, one right after the other seem to be all tied together. So yeah, I'm excited to see if this thing actually works once we're done putting it together, Angela. It's going to be a lot of work if it just doesn't do what we want it to. That's why I've been trying to make sure we don't mess up any of these steps, because I'm assuming if you do, it could make things a little bit interesting. Okay, so we're going to take this D37 piece and we're going to come down over here. And we need our D45 first. We're always following, make sure we pay attention to the little arrows on it kind of thing. So that goes through there. And then this piece presses in here. So this circle is basically going to be something that captures a spring, it looks like. So we get this D44 in here as well. Pressed into place. Yeah, I hope so, Ola. It's I can't imagine get it all done and then it just doesn't work at all. That would really suck. Okay, so that's that piece done. So now we're going to need to put our flag on, but first we need this little spring that's in here. Get it out of the bag without it flying across the room would probably be a good idea. So as you can see, this spring is has a bigger diameter at the bottom than the top, and you just want to put the bigger part of it down into that cavity or into that relief down there kind of thing. Hopefully you can see that. And then it looks like we put this piece down right on top of it, basically. So we're putting that in there. Just want to lift this up so I can see what I'm doing here. And then everything just presses in like that kind of thing. So that spring we just put in is holding another piece in place there, which I may need to just see here. Okay. One of those things I'm just trying to make sure it's going to do what I want it to do kind of thing before I get too far. Okay. So this piece presses down, which if you don't press down on it, the flag won't come up. But once that piece presses down, the flag will come up. So that's good. Just wanted to make sure it's going to do what we need it to do. Big Family Expeditions here. Kristen Welton's here. Good to see you. Thank you everyone for coming out tonight. Like I say, you know, I'm really enjoying making this. I just hope it's not too boring for everyone, kind of thing. Okay, so what are we doing here? What's next? So which piece goes into here? Okay, so we need a D39. So I'm looking for this little tiny hook here. So D39 is this little one right here. So basically this is what this spring here is going to hook onto. So we want to make sure we put our D39 in a way that it puts the little notch for the spring. You can see the little notch is facing that way, kind of thing, so that we can hook our spring on there. So I'm assuming we can go ahead and hook the spring on there. Hopefully. Wish me luck. Nope, didn't work that time. There we go. So as you can see, the spring is hooked on there now, and that'll put tension on that flag. Okay, so we got our spring in. Now we need 2 times D36. So they're right here. Yeah, if you give a thumbs up to the live stream, that would be really appreciated. So we've got 2 of our D36 here, and they just go into these first 2 slots here. Like so. And then we need a D43, which is this piece down here. And that piece goes on this way. So we're going to put that right in there in this slot. Like so. A lot of these pieces are sort of just frame pieces to build off of. At least that's what I think anyways. So okay, so let's get caught up here. We've got our spring on, and then we've got these 2 pieces in. So next thing we're going to do is so we need an E14, 15, and 45. So back to our E frame. Lucy Warren's World, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you being here. Like I said, it looks like StreamYard's actually caught up. So yay. So we need E14, 15, and 45. So here's E14, which looks like our nameplate. I would have thought this would be in the last page, but hey, what do I know? 14, 15, and 45. Where is 45? I think it's actually, I feel like it's 45 is 2 little or 4 little spacers here. So it looks like that's these guys here. So we need 4 of those little tiny things. If we can get any of them out of there. Come on. You know you want to come out of there. Oh, come on. They are not cooperating. Let's see if we can give them a little bit of a push here. Where's my little screwdriver? There we go. So there's 3. Just need 1 more for now. So these are just little spacers, basically. If I can even get them. They're not, definitely not the easiest pieces to get apart. Okay, so there's 4 of them. So it looks like we need to take our faceplate here. So the ROKR faceplate, and then we're just basically sandwiching these 2 pieces together, it looks like. Maybe. Let me try this side first. Yeah, they fit in there pretty tight, that's for sure. Let's make sure we're not missing. I appreciate you doing these. It's a nice change of pace. I think I've said this before, listening. Cool. Appreciate that, John. Like I said, I'm glad that everyone's enjoying this so far. It's not, speaking from a sort of YouTube focused on sort of what I see in the analytics about these live streams is it's definitely not, as popular as some of the other live streams, but again, really at the end of the day, we're just here to hang out and do something fun and just have a chat while we're doing it, kind of thing. It's the same reason I did the puzzles over Christmas, right? Like it was, I knew it wasn't going to be, it wasn't going to get 1,000 views off each video. I just did it because I thought it would be something fun to do, and I was hoping, everyone would enjoy it, kind of thing. So, and everyone that watched it did seem to enjoy it. So that's, all they can really ask for. So now we're just going to put these pieces together like this. Saw Ruby come in. Thanks for coming in, Ruby. So there's our faceplate piece put together. And then we need E30. So that's this big curved piece here. So let's see how much work it's going to be to get that out of here. Appreciate everyone being here tonight for the live stream. Again, we're going to have Anita from Ketogenic Woman here next week. We're actually going to dual live stream it. So it's going to stream on her channel as well, which will be exciting. I don't think I've ever sort of been, you know, featured on her channel. It is sort of being, it is mainly being live streamed on my channel, but to be streaming on her channel at the same time will be exciting. So so we have to turn this over like this, and then this E30 frame goes right on top here, and then our faceplate goes right in here, snaps everything together like so. You can see that those press right in, just like that. So that's exciting. Things are actually starting to build up. So that's another page done. Look at us go. On to page 16. We still have 10 minutes to go. So let's see what we got going on here now. Oof, this is interesting. So we've got a bunch of other pieces to go here. These are all off the E frame. So we need E234. So where are we here? Where are you? I'm sure you guys can see where these are here. Okay, so here's 2. Should be right beside 1, right? Whoop. Okay, we're gonna have to pick that piece up. So there's 3. There's 4, and then we need 5 as well right away. Let's get a piece off the floor, and we'll sand these down a little bit. And then tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, I think. I don't even know when my next premiere is. I think it's tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. I have another Dash product review for a video. And then I took a day off work tomorrow, and all I'm going to do is film videos. I want to get 3 or 4 ready to go for the next few weeks. So we got some pretty interesting ideas that hopefully sort of people like, kind of thing. So, okay, so let's turn our base back around here. So we need to start with our E2. Which looks like it goes in like that. So basically we're just building the outside of it right now. So there's the E2. We need E3 here. Like so. I can see they're just snapping in around the outside here. E4 right in here. Yeah, I always like having Anita on the live stream. She's a great person to talk to, and then E5 here, and she's been a really big supporter of the channel over the last couple of years. Like, it's been amazing the support that I've gotten from her community. It's really helped. It's definitely really helped this channel grow within this community, kind of thing. So we need E12 and E13. So here's 2 of the 12s. 2 of the 13s. Thanks for that, Pete. Yeah, I thought it was 8 o'clock tomorrow. It's the problem with putting videos up 2 weeks in advance is you forget when your premieres are. Okay, so we've got 12 first. Let's see if I can push this up a little bit so you can see what's going on. So 12 in there, and then 13 right here. And then we need a 10, an E10, which is right here. E11 was right beside it. Pull that one out too. So make sure we got the right one here. E10 is in here. Not that I think these ones are super critical, but I want to make sure everything goes in the right spot. So then we're going to work down the other side. So E11 will go over here. Like so. And then we're going to put 13 in next, and then 12. Any of my Canadian Winter Olympic hockey fans out there, they started off the Olympics with a pretty good win today, so that's good to see. And 12. The hockey is pretty much the only part of the Olympics I really follow. So we've got 12. That's going to go here, like so. And then we need 6, 7, 8, and 9, which is just going to be these right here. Now, is did the women play today, Angela? Like the men's team won 5-0 today. I didn't know if the women's team played today. Oh yeah, Olympic hockey's pretty good, or pretty exciting. Canada's definitely got a pretty good team, that's for sure. Okay, so we need our 6. Where did I put 6? Let's pull the rest of that off. Broke some pieces off the frame that we didn't need, so we'll just sand that. So 6 here. 7 here. Like that. 8. There. And then 9 in the corner. Like that. And just like that, that's another section done there. So we got a couple of minutes here. So let's try and get the top pieces on here. Might as well. So we need 2 A64 pieces. That's E, D, A is over here. So A64, there's 1 and 2. So the women play again on Saturday. That's good. Yeah, they've got a good team too. I'm always rooting for Canadian hockey teams. Okay, so now we have to try and fit all these pieces together here. So all of these pieces that we just put in snap into this frame. Just like that. And then we'll take our other one. Goes on here. Sort of just like that. Line everything up kind of thing. Push that all together. So that's another section done. If you guys are fine with it, maybe we'll just finish this page up today. Doesn't look like there's too much more to do for it. So we need E18 and E19A, it looks like. So E18 here, we're going to need 2 of those, 2 E31s over here, and then 19A and 19B. A, 19B, and you can see there's a little piece of the frame that came off with it there, so we'll just try and break that piece off of there like that, and then just sand them down. Yeah, so I wonder what we should, what we should build next once this one's done. Let me know if you think it's something worth finding another one of these puzzles and just do another thing like this, or if there's something else you guys want to see me try and build. I know there's lots of fun Lego puzzles and stuff out there that you could build, but haven't really done anything with Lego for quite a while. So okay, so we need an E18 here. And it goes, just trying to make sure we get, let's put our E31 in here first. That goes in here. Like that. And then E18 goes. I'm just trying to figure this out here. Okay, so that goes into this one back here. And then E19A, which is this one here. Goes into these 2 spots here. Like so. And then we sort of just reverse the whole thing on the other side. So E31 is in here like this. E19B goes in here like this. Just get this in the camera frame. That part I don't know, Pete. I don't know. My My wife bought me this one for Christmas, so I haven't actually looked it up. I don't think they're super expensive by any means, so. Okay, so what do we need next? E41, which is this one here. So that piece will go here, I'm guessing. Yep, sort of like that. And we need an E22. So where's E22? Right here. And E23. And they just go right through the piece we just put on the board and then snap into the bottom. Hopefully. Like that. And then E23. So there's 2 more corner pieces on there. Just mark that off so we know that that's done. And then we need E35, which is this piece here. Chicken the Woods, thanks for coming in. If I've missed anyone, I do apologize. The StreamYard chat, I don't know if it's something on my end that's wrong with it, but it just doesn't seem to keep up with the YouTube chat for some reason. So we've got E35 here, which is going to go down in here. I think I'll just make sure that these are lined up properly here, and that'll snap into place. Just make sure it's down as far as it can go. E33 over here. So again, we're just pulling them off the frames here. Oh, Kendra's here. Thanks for coming in, Kendra. It's good to see you. So we've got our E33. It's going to go. Oh, we need our other piece first, which is our E49, which is this one over here. See, almost made a mistake because I'm trying to rush to get this page done tonight. Almost missed putting a piece down. So that piece goes down like that first. And then we put this piece in here. Let's realign everything up. So that just slides in there like that. And then 20 and 21. So 20 and 21 right up here. When he goes in here, like that piece there, and then 21 just goes in the corner. So that basically builds out that corner there, and then it follows around here. So we're actually starting to get something that we can enclose. So that finishes off that page 16. So we got quite a bit done today. You know, we're just going to continue on. Looks like going to continue building up the frame as we go. So that's about it for tonight, I think, for building. I don't really want to get working too much more on it tonight. I usually like to try and keep these live streams to an hour. So let me just make sure it's a holiday here in Canada for me. Yep. Same here. Monday is family day here in Ontario. And then I took tomorrow off to make it a 4-day weekend kind of thing. So going to do some recording tomorrow, do some recipe videos. I think I have 2 or 3 queued up that I want to record tomorrow and get them all loaded up, ready to go for the next few weeks kind of thing. So, and Pete's just dropped the link to my premiere for tomorrow night at 8:00 Eastern. It's just a review video of another Dash appliance. So if you're out there, you need to hit me up and we can start working together so that we can do some more product reviews. So, and then Pete's also dropping the link for Anita's live stream next week. So Anita will be here from Ketogenic Woman at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And she'll also be streaming on her channel as well. So that'll be nice. We'll have a great big audience for that live stream, which should be exciting. And then, yeah, that'll be pretty much it. So I think I'm actually talked out for tonight. Throat's actually getting a little bit sore. So, well, not sore, just itchy anyway. So we'll cut it off for that for tonight. Thanks to the membership gifters. Really appreciate it. Kristen and Kristen picked those up. And we'll do the live stream with Anita next week. And then the week following, as long as nothing else comes up, we'll continue on the Gearball Scramble. And we'll keep working on that until it is finished up. I think we're probably about a third of the way done now, and it's taken us 4 weeks to get to this point. So, yeah, no rush, right? We really don't have anything else to do. So, and I appreciate y'all being here to watch it come together. So, we'll see you next week with Anita. Have a great weekend, everyone. And then, yeah, keep on thriving, my friends.